Okay. Hello, Margarita.
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
Great, great. Thank you so much for doing this interview. I know that you've been through quite a journey and you've made so much progress that I wanted to share a little bit with other people because I know there are others out there who are experiencing pain and you're just doing so much better than when we first started working together.
Yes, I am.
So
Absolutely. I am delighted to be here and be of service if our little talk can help anyone else.
thank you. Thank you. And I bet it will. I bet it will. So, well, let's give them a little bit of background. What were you going through? What were you experiencing that made you call me and want to work together?
Well, many things, but what I have noticed about myself was that I always had the same kind of reactions, kind of like old programming. And it was always like a jumping reaction to anything and everything that was affecting my relationship with my children. And I knew I needed to change. Something happened to me about 4 years ago that was very devastating. It was a family situation with my son that really pulled the rug under my feet. I was really so sad and so devastated that I cried pretty much to sleep. In the middle of the night, I wake up and say, I don't want to get up tomorrow. It was just so painful. I want to just die. I don't want to deal with anything tomorrow. I don't want to wake up and face reality. So it was very painful, as you know. And I did work with a counselor for 8 months, and it was good. But what we did was we put a lot of my feelings in a little container storage. And the situation resurfaced 2 or 3 times more. And all the feelings will come back. And it wasn't good. So I knew I needed help. And then when I saw your interview with my daughter, Jessica, I was very curious how you could heal someone through long distance. Yeah, so that's my little journey here. And I had some childhood trauma that was resurfacing as well. And just being sad, I felt like I was often being sad.
Mhm. So a lot of sadness.
Yeah, very sadness and guilt, and sometimes, very upset with the situation. So I was hating, which is completely out of my zone. I'm usually very loving, but I felt like it was destroying myself inside, and I wasn't able to cope, yes, with the situation.
Right, right. I'm so glad that you did reach out.
Oh, me too. It has changed my life completely.
So you mentioned, being in a lot of pain, wanting to die, not wanting to wake up the next day, not knowing how to cope, really not coping with so many things going on.
Yes.
When a lot of people are in this situation, they'll do things to mask their emotions, like they may shop excessively, gamble, excessive sexual behaviors, drinking, drugs. Did you find yourself in that kind of situation where you needed to just mask, just numb out? What did you do?
Yes. I drank quite a bit. I always drank socially, and, it's fine to drink a little bit of wine. I enjoy. But what I found myself doing, especially on a Friday night after, I went through the whole week, I was drinking a whole bottle of wine. And then, of course, when I drank, I felt numb and good. But the next day, I would cry all day. First of all, I was not feeling good health-wise, because a whole bottle of wine is quite a bit to drink. And I started to really worry about that, because both of my parents were alcoholics. And so, my gosh, am I turning myself into an alcoholic? And I realized I needed help once I start lying about it. So I would tell my sisters, oh my gosh, I drank the whole bottle yesterday again. And they said, you stop drinking. That's not doing any good for you. And my boyfriend will be upset. And then I said, okay, I'm going to continue to drink, but I'm not going to say anything. I'll just get a bad night to sleep. I'm tired the next day because I worked too much. And then I realized there's something very wrong going on here, because a way to cope that's drinking is not going to do any good. And the next day I felt even worse because I was hangover and I was extra sad and just thinking about everything that was shut down yesterday. It came to the surface. So it was really hard. And then the pandemic hit, and I saw myself drinking more and more and more. Every night I will be drinking wine and looking through social media. So I really became addicted to social media. And I was wasting my life pretty much. I'm a super healthy person. I like to exercise, yoga, being outdoors. And I was like, what are you doing? And that became like a little lie too. For me, I didn't want people to know that I was doing like 2 hours on social media. So my way of doing was I would look at it, but I wouldn't comment. So nobody knew that I looked, right? So I was hiding behind there. So it was really sad for me. And I knew I had to change. And then when I saw you, I don't know, I liked just, oh my gosh, maybe Lisa can help me. And you did, and you are. And I'm very thankful and grateful for that. Yes. So I'm drinking now by myself. I had like one episode since we started working together, which been beginning of December, that I drank by myself. So my first reaction was I wanted to be numb. And then I felt so bad the next day that I relapsed. But I think it's part of the healing journey. We're not perfect, and sometimes we're going to relapse. But now, with all the tools that I learned from you, I know how to cope. And I think you're going to ask me about that. So I'll explain a little bit more how I am coping now.
Well, absolutely. I mean, since we've been working together, so you've cut back on drinking.
Absolutely. I mean, now I only drink, when we have a social occasion with my friends or my boyfriend, but not buying a bottle of wine and bringing home to drink to numb myself. And so what I do instead, I do my meditation, I do a little exercise, I do reading. I completely cut down on social media too. I don't feel the urge and the pull to be there. I think the urge is because I was by myself drinking. What do I do in the house? You cannot read, you cannot exercise, you cannot do anything. It's the evening, I'm tired. So just the social media. So the amount of time that I gain from not drinking and not being pulled into social media, it's been amazing. I feel really like a new person. Yeah.
You kind of are, new healthy habits, and you're smiling and glowing and full of life again.
Yes.
Now, you're self-employed, right? You're an entrepreneur, have your own business.
I am.
Was this affecting your business or your performance?
I don't think it was affecting on a sense that, I'm very professional and I'm very responsible. So what was affecting was my health, because I would be so tired and I had to cook. I'm a personal chef. And the next day, sometimes I'll have a catering. But one thing that affected was I felt embarrassed, because I am the symbol of health. That's what I want to portray to my clients, that I cook nutritious food, they're plant-based, and I want to encourage everyone to be healthy. And then I had a second life, behind this shield of health and beauty. I would be with my eyes swollen and not feeling healthy. I mean, if you drink a whole bottle of wine, you're not going to feel good the next day. So I felt embarrassed. I would look at myself in the mirror and say, oh my gosh, you did it again. Now you're going to go do a catering. What kind of face you're going to have? So I'm sure energetically affected. I am sure, but since we start working together, you mentioned that was my business is going to explode. And I said, well, okay, if it does, that's fine. But it did. Every week I've been getting, 1 or 2 new clients for catering or for regular weekly services, and just wonderful people that I really enjoy working with. I let go of some people that wasn't, really working out for me, because now I kind of know exactly what I want. So it's been wonderful. Yeah. So, and now I feel good that I am still portraying, the health. Yes. And I don't have to lie to myself, because lying to yourself is very devastating. Maybe you can do once or twice, but not on a regular weekly basis. So that has created a huge impact positively. That's why the new clients are coming in, right? The ripple effect is just, they're coming my way.
It's true. It's true. When you heal on the inside, then everything on the outside responds.
Yes, and not only that, you help me so much too, because I was getting stressed and I was checking my phone. After 11 a.m. I start very early, and I saw my clients may need it, and I wasn't being true to myself. So you gave me a few suggestions, turn off your phone, just listen to the music that I like to listen, meditation music, and don't check. So now I don't, I check maybe like once, everything's good, I continue to do my work. So I have improved. I've been finishing by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Before, I used to be until 3 or 4 o'clock. And it's the same amount of work, but it has changed. And now when I catch myself getting a little stressed, I remember you so much. So I ground myself. I take a couple of deep breaths and I say, okay, everything's good. I'm here this present time. So yeah, it has affected my business very positively. And I don't feel as exhausted as I was. I was exhausted the whole time, So now I'm feeling good. I'm looking better. You even said I was going to look younger, and I feel I am.
Yes, it's true. It's true, because you don't have the stress, because we, put in some coping mechanisms and some strategies and some techniques and a lot of internal work to help, get rid of what's really causing that constriction within you. And that constriction just ages us so quickly. Okay.
Yeah, I felt like I did age quite a bit when I was going through all that. And it's true, the pain and the stress is just, you show me that we can have a good life, feeling joyful and happy all the time.
Yes, it is true.
I thought this was just possible in certain occasions, but not carry on throughout all the activities during the day. So that feels really amazing. Just to feel the joy and the happiness and the space inside my body. It's really amazing.
It's a different way of living, isn't it?
Completely is priceless.
So you mentioned earlier some techniques and some modalities that you've implemented. Would you like to share with others, some things that you have implemented that we've talked about together that have really made a difference for you?
Yes, absolutely. So one of them is to always bring myself into present time. Another thing was journaling every day. I've been wanting to journal, for many years, and I wasn't able to. So journaling every night. And it was very difficult for me in the beginning to find 3 good things about me that I did that day. And now it's very easy to find those 3 good things, give myself a pat on the back. And then 3 things that I'm grateful for. So it just feels so good. And I do this right before I sleep. So I feel good and I sleep much better now. I have to say that too.
Mhm.
Another thing too is I love when you do the color puncture with all the colors.
Mhm.
So there's some of my favorite colors. It just comes to mind. So sometimes if I am feeling stressed or I wake up in the middle of the night, I just remember our talks and I bring the color inside of me and I start coloring myself inside and feeling the expansion in my body. So that's another thing too. Another thing too is that you mentioned that was very powerful for me is there's nothing to be guilty about. You know, what I did in the past, I had to go through and learn. And now I have new coping mechanisms. So instead of feeling guilty, I feel grateful that
Mhm.
I had those opportunities to learn and I'm improving myself every day. So those are the ones that come to mind right now, but really being present. And if I'm feeling a little stressed, I am starting to be a little silly, you know, like a little kid. I always mention for me to play. So sometimes I dance and I color. I love to color. So I do that. And those things, little by little, it helps so much. And I don't feel the urge to drink or to do social media. I have other better things to do, like, you know, meditation and my crystal balls and all the things that are important for me. And it's making me a better person every single day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So true. Now, I know sometimes, and we've talked about this, you know, we'll go through and we will kind of pull apart a stressful situation that's happened. Okay, so now here's some coping tools to use. And then, you know, we'll work through it in that moment. And then I'll give you, okay, now we know this is probably going to happen again.
Mhm.
So let's make sure you have some coping tools to help you get through the situation and not end up spinning and getting drawn
Yeah.
into the situation.
And I was able to do that twice.
Mhm,
Why I have,
mhm.
and I was so proud that I didn't stop at the store to drink, you know, get a bottle of wine to drink. But not only that, it's one thing that really resonated with me that um, I am getting my core very strong. So just like a tree, this core is so strong. And then the leaves are going to fly in the wind, sometimes a lot, sometimes not. But again, I am strong. So I feel like with all those techniques and tips that you're giving me, I have the tools to be strong. I'm bringing a lot of love and joy and harmony every time that I meditate. So I really do feel that my heart and my womb space and my head are getting very strong and in synchrony. So I can cope better with situations. And one thing that I learned quite well from you was to stop and observe, because before I would jump and my reaction was never good because I'm a little dramatic. So now I just, I sit back and I take a deep breath and I observe the situation and I take a minute to say, do I want to say something? Do I just want to let go? And if the situation bothers me, I just kind of like sit with it. I feel my emotion, like you said, and then let go. Another thing that I learned, I forgot to say was I didn't want to feel any emotions. Of course, you want to feel happiness and love, but all
Right.
the other emotions I tucked in so deep inside my body. And as we've been working together, you've been untangling all the things that I had in my body. Now it's okay to feel the emotions. The emotion comes, sometimes it's sadness, and then I wonder, why am I sad right now? They say, okay, this happened yesterday. It's okay, it's gonna pass, blow with the wind. So those are some techniques that I learned from you. That has been a lifesaver for me. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Yes, it's important to feel our emotions.
Yeah, and one time several years ago, I worked with another counselor. I had, throughout my life worked with counselors because it was so much for me to cope. I got divorced and that kind of stuff. And she said that I didn't show any emotions. I was so upset at her. I felt like I was so emotional and this and that. I am, but I was only showing and like a shield, just the happy person that I am. And I was masking and tucking in everywhere, and you helped me so much of it's okay to feel the sadness, the whatever emotion, be upset with the situation or not liking what's going on. It's okay. But now I know how to cope and I know it's going to pass. And it's very important to do that, feel all the emotions. Yeah.
It really is. It really
Yeah.
is. And you've done it. You've done very well with that. And I know in the beginning it was a little scary, wasn't it?
Yes, it was because I didn't want to feel them. But with your color punctures thing, you start finding all over my body. And
Yes.
yeah, and it feels so good, I must say that every session is a new adventure for us, right?
It is.
I bring something I want to work with, sometimes just from your intuition. You say a phrase and just one sentence escalates to a very deep healing. And every session, I felt so complete. I released everything that needed to be released and healed, not only for myself, but for my ancestors, like some of my lineage. I always mentioned that, I was entangled over, the years. And that's one thing that differentiates your specialty to counselors, because to the counseling session, I'll be there for 50 minutes and I wasn't complete. I wanted to stay longer and take everything out of my chest, but I had to wait a whole week to go back.
Right.
And so it was never like a healing session. It did help a little bit, but I'll never do counseling again. I mean, with you is immediate results. Like whatever the situation is, like the first session that we did, it was something with my mom. And it was so powerful. And of course, sometimes, it's not always happiness. You cry so much. But after that, I felt such a relief.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been this way with every single session. I felt complete. I felt released. And then you gave me some homework, right? To think about those things or observe my thoughts, observe my emotions. And that was super helpful too. So I can continue working on myself and then journaling about what happened. So it's very powerful to feel complete every time.
It really is. It absolutely is. I agree with you. So powerful. So powerful. I know I've been to counselors myself in the past and like, oh, 50 minutes is up. Bye. And you're like, but
yeah. And
what do I do with this?
a very slow process. And in some of our sessions, I was feeling good and we only saw joy. And I remember one session, I wanted to go to the grass and do cartwheels because I felt like I could fly. I don't even know how to do a cartwheel. I never did.
But you wanted to.
Even as a kid, but I wanted to. I just felt like I could fly high. I was flying so high. And the feeling, it doesn't end after, our session. It carries on through the week. So I'm feeling amazing. I feel so grateful for you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I know in our sessions, you've really opened up quite a bit. Is there something that, allows you to like really open up and share your heart? I think you share everything with me.
Absolutely. Well, I feel so safe with you, first of all. You have a very gentle way of making me feel very safe and non-judgmental. So whatever I say, you're not going to judge. You're just going to support me and help me to move through and go forward. And when we do the embodiment session, I had no idea what that was. And so, okay, well, I'll sign up for that too. Sounds like you could help me. And I love that because we exchange whatever, what happened during the week. And then you do the embodiment, which is a meditation and really feeling my body, really being inside myself, inside my heart, my womb space, and have the harmony between all the three, the head, the heart, and the womb space. And then I become so relaxed and in such a state of open heart that whatever comes to mind, I share with you. And sometimes you do like one sentence and you ask me like one question and I say, huh. And then you continue to work and all of a sudden it just comes out, right? Sometimes I didn't know the answer right there and then, like something happened and I didn't know what it was, but then it just comes. So I think you create such a safe space that whatever needs to come out is going to come out. And I don't need to hide anything from you because you're just here to help me and support me. I was hiding so much from the world, right? I didn't want anyone to know my situation. I wanted people to know that I'm healthy. And it feels so good not to have to hide anymore. So with you, I felt safe from day one. You have such a gentle and beautiful voice. When you're guiding me through the colors and you explain everything. For anyone that doesn't know, I didn't know what was all about either, but I felt like a pull and an urge to work with you. And you explain everything that you're going to do, you explain. And when I don't know, you say, it's okay, just observe, just observe. And that has been very powerful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, so people listening, when you are looking to do healing or counseling or something, which I like the whole healing approach because it's deeper. When I did get my master's degree in social work, I was like, yeah, but it wasn't for me personally, because I'm like I'm like a let's get results kind of person. They just wanted me to talk and let's just talk about it. And week after week after week, I'm like, no. It kind of drove me, it just wasn't me. I like to get results. And it's important to find somebody that you feel safe with and that you can really express what's going on and not hide, because that's why you're there. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. And what I found working with you was like, even though, at the time it kind of helped me because I needed someone to cope. The situation was extreme.
Yes, it was.
But I tucked in my body. So every time I was resurfacing. So now with you, I was able to heal. I really feel healed and complete. In many of those situations that it came up during our session. So it's very powerful to feel healed and complete and able to move forward, because with the counseling, I felt like it was just a Band-Aid, I wasn't seeing what was underneath the Band-Aid, but it wasn't gone, the Band-Aid got off and the skin was so raw that it would just bleed again. So with you, I feel complete, and many of the situations we worked through, I feel healed, and that's wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Big difference. Yes. Wow. And you look healed. You look fabulous.
Yeah, thank you so much. The most important thing is how I feel, right? Last night after a session in the afternoon, I slept 10 hours.
Ooh,
I didn't
nice.
have to go to the restroom, which I always do in the middle of the night. I didn't have any crazy thoughts because we did balance all the chakras. And it was very powerful. And I talked to my chakras last night, all of them, and I did it this morning too. And for the first time, as I mentioned to you yesterday, I was able to feel my chakras. I was never able to feel before, and I felt the color and the vibration that we worked on. And as you mentioned at the end, everything was balanced. And So today I woke up and I said, my gosh, I feel like a little girl. I really did. I called my sisters and I said, I feel so young today.
Oh,
I had energy to clean the house and, do things because I usually, feel a little tired because I work very hard.
mm-hmm.
But it's like, I feel so balanced. I'm so happy because Easter is coming, and I feel great.
Ah, that is so beautiful. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
So, and just to kind of circle around, you originally called me because there was a pretty horrific family situation going on. Is that situation better?
Yes, 100% better. The situation has calmed down. And I know that, as you mentioned, it might, resurface here and there just because of, the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
But on my end, I am 100% better. I am healed. So if it happens again, I know how to cope. And it did happen. And I wasn't devastated. I allowed time because I am very pushy. And I was trying to push myself through the situation. And now I'm just allowing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I allow and I am strong, things turn around rather quickly. And so the relationship with my 3 kids have improved dramatically.
Oh.
And yes, so I am not drinking just socially. I am not spending 2 hours on social media. I am seeing my grandkids on a weekly basis.
And
yeah,
how long had it been before we started working that you had seen your grandkids?
well, it was going on and off. Something will flip and I'll be like, for the first time it was 8 months without seeing my.
Ouch. Wow.
That was very painful. And then we saw for a little bit, and then for another 3 months, they did it again. And, I'm just saying they, but I know I have, we always pull the situation too, right? So it's not just me too. And then every now and then it'll be several weeks. They would just disappear. And it was very painful for me. And I always felt like I was walking on eggshells. But now I could see the whole picture. And I understood. And I know they're doing the best they can. And I'm doing the best that I can. And I'm learning. I'm still, find those judgmental thoughts coming in. But I learned not to be judgmental. So it is a work in progress. And the other day, my son did something, and immediately my reaction, right, is judge. And then I said, okay, no, I'm not going to judge. He's doing the best he can with the tools he has. He doesn't have Lisa in his life. So I better just, allow him to do that. And my daughter, she's so proud of me. She's also a spiritual healer, and I work with her too, meditation techniques. And yeah, she's so proud of me. So, Mom, you're really changing the world because you're changing yourself, and there's a ripple effect.
It does.
So, yeah, it was, this happened 4 years ago, and it has been very rocking. And I feel very solid now. Yeah, I feel very solid.
And now you're seeing your grandkids every week.
Yes, so much fun.
So much fun. Oh, it's so beautiful.
It is. Yeah. And I'm just being present there, allowing whatever it is and whatever opportunity that I have, I'm grateful for that. So what I was doing was I was destroying those beautiful moments with feeling sorry for myself that I only saw them once every 2 weeks or once every month. But now it's been every week. And but whatever the opportunity is, you show me, just savor that moment. It might come again that they decide that, another month, but I'll be able to savor those wonderful times we're having. But I don't think it will happen again the way it did, because I feel so much stronger and I feel like I am healed. And as you mentioned, if you're healed and strong, they can bounce back and forth, but they're not feeling the resistance, and they'll come around closer. And that's exactly what happened the last two times.
So
this,
true.
yeah. And my business is flourishing, and my health, I feel so good, I'm starting exercising a little more because I have the energy, and
Good.
yeah, overall 100% improvement. We're not even done.
I know. Beautiful, beautiful. So just to wrap up, you did mention a couple of points that's kind of different working with me from working with other people. Is there anything that you would add, or, you did mention a couple of pretty powerful points.
Yeah, I think working with you, as I mentioned, I feel complete. You heal me and my body. Even when I was sick, when I had COVID, you had 2 sessions that you just healed my body. And it was amazing. I felt so wonderful. And I remember feeling a lot of tension and on my shoulders and neck because of my cooking. And you healed everything. Like every time that I had a physical pain, you healed that as well. I think it's very important, because some people feel that the pain is there and it's never going to go away, and it's not. I had recently injured my knees, and you healed that too. And it's just amazing. And I feel like a lot of that was the emotions that were tucked in, in many areas, especially on my shoulders and my hip, right? To say that's where we carry all the emotions. And I don't feel the pain anymore. I'm working the same, and I don't feel the pain. It's like, wow, she really healed me. Otherwise, what is it? I'm not feeling the pain. So I didn't do anything else. So I think it's just to really get to know yourself. I'm really getting to know myself, my triggers, and you give coping mechanisms. So when I find the trigger, one time I was driving home and I was having such a great day. I just finished a catering. It was beautiful blue sky. My son called me and just dumped a whole scene, on me. And I turned off the phone, after I talked to him. And I said, okay, it's just a passing cloud. Nothing's going to disturb my beautiful day. So it's very different. With the other counselor, she said, just get a big storage, in my imagination. And put everything there. So I did, and it helped me then. But the storage was not there. It was here.
Right.
Everywhere in my body, having horrible insomnia and, the coping things that I was doing, the drinks, social media. So with you unravel everything that has been tucked in there since my childhood, since, the situation. You just have a way of getting everything out of my body. So it's not going to come back again. Those feelings, I know they have been healed forever.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid of feeling new feelings and new situations. I know it's going to come. Life is just how it is.
Right.
So I feel very strong emotionally, and I feel very secure that whatever situation come, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole. I'm going to stop and observe, do some breathing, ground myself. Now do the chakra healing, like you told me yesterday. And yeah. And if I, feel that I need outside help, I'm definitely gonna, talk to you, because you are so helpful in all levels, physically, emotionally, energetic. Yeah, that's how I feel. And I feel like if there's anybody just wondering about work with you, they should do it. Because sometimes we always think, oh my gosh, I don't have this kind of money, or am I really worth it, to invest in myself, in my healing, in my future? And I highly encourage you to do this, because I feel so good. I have much more energy. The clients are coming in. I have so much abundance in my life. And yes, you can do it. Lisa, yes, you can with the plan. And yes, with the plan, we can heal ourselves. So,
So true. So true. And you are living proof. And I am honored to be able to work with you and to be able to help. And I know that it's God working through me.
yeah,
So
the things you say are so powerful and beautiful.
So I really give this credit to God, and I am so grateful that we have come together, that we've been brought together for this.
Yes, me too, Lisa, forever.
Forever. Yes. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. So anything else you'd like to share with people who might be in pain, or I think we've been pretty good, and we'll go ahead and wrap up.
Well, I think I said everything that I needed to say, but don't delay. We think the pain is going to go away, but it doesn't, and the longer that we wait, the harder it is. You're going to sabotage your health, your relationships, your daily life with the pain. And yeah, and even physical pain, emotional pain, all kinds of pains. And not only what's happening now, but that was very powerful that what you did, you found so many of my way of being that was related to my ancestors, that only you could see that, right? Why did I drink so much? Because I saw my parents drinking so much, and then the grandparents and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I just say, pick up the phone and do an intro session with Lisa. And then that's what we did, right? And
We
then
did.
I did like one session with you, the first session. It was so powerful. I had no idea what to expect because I've never done color puncture. I didn't even know what that was, but I was so curious about it. And to tell the truth, I was a little like, how can she do all over the phone? I was a skeptic, but I said, no, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to give one try because I was very curious. I love colors and it just sounded like amazing. And it was amazing. I mean, the healing came, it was my childhood, right? It was my mom. It was so powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you brought up a good point. All of our sessions have been over the internet, over Zoom, and over the phone.
Yes. I didn't think, when my daughter said, I thought you were local. When my daughter said, oh, she's in Arizona. I said, oh. I said, well, I was curious anyway, right? So it's been wonderful. And, over the phone is so amazing because, you are in your own home. And whatever session, sometimes I was extremely happy and energetic. Sometimes I just want to curl on the couch because I was crying so much. Even though I felt healed, it stirred up a lot of emotions. So it just feels amazing to be in your own home, I love that we meet weekly. So I look forward to our sessions. If anything happened during the week, as it did before, I knew I was going to have you the following week or whatever in a couple of days to work through. And you have been so amazing in giving me tips and how to cope. And yeah, so it's been wonderful. And the phone and the internet works beautifully.
It really does. It really does. At first I was a little skeptical when I was told, do healing and coaching and counseling and everything over the phone, especially the healing work with the energy, because we work on an energetic level so deeply. And I thought, well, I'll try it. And one thing, when I'm divinely guided, I am very obedient. Thank goodness. So I said, I'll try it. And I'm so glad that I did, because, here we are.
That's wonderful. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to our following sessions.
Yes.
And yeah, I hope this helps, people that are suffering right now to reach out to you and go through this wonderful healing journey just as I am.
Mhm. I hope they do too. And I know sometimes people, yeah, no, I can do it on my own, and I'll try this and I'll try that. And when they're ready, they'll reach out, they'll call, they'll go to I'll give the information below, and the website, yes, I can with the plan.com. But if they're still like, oh, I'm just not ready, is there any like one little thing that you would like to give them, that like a little tool or technique that I've given you, like one thing that was really helpful that might just help them in this moment?
Well, I think you have given me so much, but I think the best tool is to be present, being in your heart, and be able to observe the situation.
Mhm.
And from that point, being grounded and being, feeling the unconditional love that we receive so much through you. And, I've been practicing that, be able to act from that point on, instead of feeling helpless and hopeless and coping with other things that are not very healthy for you. But the one session that we did together, people can always try the one session, right?
Absolutely.
They don't need to commit for 6 months, although I'm sure they will.
It's helpful.
And you have different plans, and you explain to me all the things I would do, and it's been amazing. So I highly recommend doing the embodiment, because first I was just going to do the color puncture because I didn't know what embodiment was, but embodiment is just so powerful. And for the first time in my life, I'm feeling my body, and I'm feeling like the way you say, I feel my toes, and like yesterday, go inside your spine. All those things may seem like weird for someone that's not familiar.
Sure. It sounds kind of weird.
It sounds a little weird, but it's amazing. It works.
It does work.
Yeah, I just say, give Lisa a call and do an info session with her, and you're going to be very happy there. I'm super happy.
You're so precious. Thank you so much for sharing this. I think this will help other people who are experiencing pain, and with, everything in our world today. I think that's quite a few people. Sadly, I think it's quite a few, but there is help. There are healthy ways to get through this pain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And because I'm getting so strong, the outside world is not affecting me as much. All this COVID thing, the war and this and that. Of course, there are horrible things happening, but I just kind of observe, and I don't allow those things to affect me. We have our own things to deal with, and it's a ripple effect. If I'm taking care of myself, I'm being healthy and true to myself, I am affecting the people near me, and they are being the best they can be too. And that's how we're going to change the world, with ourselves first. And not allowing the media, all the horrible things to affect us as much.
I completely agree. And I absolutely know for certain that there is a ripple effect. When we heal, we help heal the people around us. Even just being in their presence or just a smile is just because you change your energy. It changed. Again, it's that ripple effect of energy.
Yeah, I'm finding that with my own children. Before I was always calling them and trying to push, like I wanted to see them, and I realized they have their own lives. And now that I'm not doing that, I'm just observing and accepting, they're busy too. And I'm not being needy. That's the word. I'm not needy. I'm strong. They are coming to me now.
Of course.
And when I go for coffee, when I go for a walk, or mom, I just call, say hi, say how are you doing, and it's beautiful. So they are feeling relaxed. They're feeling like they have elbow room to be who they are, and I'm not judging them, not pushing them, not begging them, to love me. I know they love me very much. There was never a question, but yeah. So even if it's just a minor thing that you need to work through, I would highly encourage people to give you a call and to work with you. Because the little thing, it might be a huge elephant on your living room that you didn't even know, because many things I didn't even know, and they were there. And they are the cause that I was acting a certain way because I didn't know that they existed. But once you brought it to the surface and we work on it and tangle out the energy and release and let go, now it's all good.
So powerful. So powerful.
Yeah, amazing. Everyone should work with you, Lisa. I mean, you truly are a gift.
Thank you so much. Yes. And I'm so honored to be here with you. Thank you.
Me too. My goodness. Thank you so much.
Okay, I will wrap here. Oh, I wanted to stop the recording.